Eva. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, maybe just a little bit different, just a little sit down video with you guys. And we're just going to talk about what's been going on. Friday I had a phone call from Jonathan's ENT that he goes to, that he's been going to since he's been roughly 3 months old. When he was 3 months, he was having issues with his breathing and sleeping. When he was a newborn, he slept all the time. He didn't have a problem sleeping through the night. I was like, yeah, I have a child who sleeps well. Well, when he was about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks old, that started to change. Then he started having like this raspy, like struggling to breathe kind of. And so when he was about 3 weeks, no, not 3 weeks, about 3 months old, I got him an appointment with a specialist, and he was diagnosed with laryngomalacia, which is like the flap in your throat that allows food to close. His was short, so it doesn't like close all the way. So like here would be the opening, and his would come down, but like food would go back up. He would get acid reflux, so he would be like choking on milk and everything. And so he's put on a steroid, stuff like that, and it did help. He was able to gain weight. He was able to sleep a tiny bit better. And then by the time he turned a year old, it still progressively grew, and so now it sits right on top. Normally it sits a little bit over, but his is directly on top, and so we're fine with that. Or he wasn't having like those issues anymore, but he's still having sleeping issues. So the ENT, the doctor, she has him on watch basically to take his adenoids and tonsils out. And Elena had hers out when she was 3 for sleep apnea, trouble sleeping, and obstruction of her airway because her tonsils were really big. Well, with Jonathan, his tonsils aren't big, his adenoids aren't big. And so the doctor is thinking, well, maybe it's just going to be something he's going to grow out of, but he hasn't yet. And so on Friday, when I had talked to her on the phone, I actually called for a phone appointment with her because I was worried. Because he's going to be going in for his endoscopy soon, and he's young, and I don't want to have to put him under general anesthesia twice if it's not necessary. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do the surgeries like at the same time. Because that's what I was really like hoping for, is maybe we can do it at the same time, get it done and over with, let him heal from both of these things just at the same time, just make it easier for him. Because we don't know how he does in surgery, stuff like that. We don't know if he's even allergic to it or not. And so if we could just do it one time, that would be beneficial. But because of his size and his age, she doesn't want to put him under an unnecessary procedure because he doesn't have obstruction of the airway from his tonsils or adenoids. And so, but there's still a possibility that we're going to have to do it anyways. But we have to do a sleep study first. And, you know, that's not close by here. We would have to go all the way south of here, which is LA, because we don't have a sleep study place here, whatever it's called. We don't have that. and we would have to go to a pediatric facility that does it, and we don't have that here. And so it's just adding on another thing, because she said that depending on the results of the sleep study, where we would move ahead with doing the surgery now, or if we'll just wait until he's a little bit older, until he's closer to 3 or over 3 to do it. I don't know. It just makes me feel like the world is still so unknown with him that the kid can't catch a break. We can't catch a break. He actually slept pretty well last night, which I'm really surprised. He had a really, really hard time going to bed, and I don't know if it's due to the time change. It could be, possibly, but it's been like this for about 2 weeks now, where he just can't get comfortable, or he's coughing all night. He has now a little cold. Again, this is a 3rd time now this year. So he had a cold or upper respiratory thing, coughing and sneezing, and basically sounds like croup. And so he had it in January, and then he had it in February, and now we're at March and he has it again. And so that could be something contributed to it. I was thinking that with this, it could be possible signs of asthma, since it's reoccurring and it's been often. And Elena, she has asthma, and we've dealt with that for her entire life, and she's 6. And she got diagnosed with asthma at 2 weeks old, where she would be breastfeeding, and like her whole face would turn purple. She would be gasping for air because the position that she would be laying in, or stuff like that. So I think it could be a possibility that he could also have asthma, but I have to make an appointment, get him seen by the pediatrician to move on with that. But it's just, what's the word for it? It's upsetting, kind of, because you don't want your child or children to go through, you know, health problems, health issues, where it's something that they're going to have to deal with for the rest of life. And then it's not fair to them, but there's nothing that we can do. It's just going to be something that's going to be his norm, I guess. And I have a lot of anxiety towards the endoscopy that's coming up, where I kind of don't want to know, but then again, I want to know what's going on with him so that he can get help and we can help him. But then again, knowing that there is something that's, you know, chronically wrong with him is heartbreaking. And I try not to get like caught up in it or anything like that. And I have chronic illnesses. I have a autoimmune disorder, and those things that he has or could potentially have are autoimmune disorders, which would be passed down from me, which I got from my mom, and no telling where my mom got it. My mom has Hashimoto's and lupus. And seeing the struggles that she has and the struggles that I have, and then something now that he potentially has. And it's like, I failed him in some kind of way. Well, why did I have to pass that along to my children or my child? Is I live with pain every day, and I've accepted that. And there's nothing I can do about that. But knowing that this probably came from me. Something basically I have to suck up and just be like, okay, this is his life, this is his struggle. I know that God gives us our own struggles and our own things that we have to learn to deal with. And this is potentially his. I have mine, and everybody has their own thing. And we have to learn to overcome them and not be brought down by them. But there is a little guilt that I have, or I feel angry with myself sometimes. And I know it's not like intentionally my fault, where like genetics just happened, and you get what you get. You get what hand you were dealt. This is mine, and now this is his. And I just can't put my fears and my anxieties, I can't put that onto him. And I try not to at all, or anybody around me. And I try to, put on my big girl pants and go throughout the day and just deal with it, and let nature take its course, and just let it be. So that's the update that I have for him. I don't know when the sleep study is going to be yet, because we don't have it scheduled. I have to wait for a phone call, and I'll make sure I let you guys know. It will be most likely probably within the next month. That's what we're hoping, and that's what the doctor had said, that she really hopes that it's going to be within the next month to get it taken care of. And because it's going to take about 3 weeks to schedule, and then schedule the appointment, have it done, and then it'll take about 3 to 4 weeks for her to even have it read and have the results for us. So if anything does happen, we're looking at probably June or July, if we have anything done. If anything happens, if any procedures get done, if he has the surgery or whatever. And so I try to just not let it get to me as much, and just allow it to happen. And just, after Elena had her surgery, life's got so much better for us. She was over 3 years old. I was pregnant with Jonathan, and that was when I was actually really able to start sleeping. It was nice. Once we got through her recovery, I could sleep. And I'm really looking forward to that. Having him up and waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and being up for the day, because his days and nights are mixed up. And him tossing and turning and crying, and all those things that happens with little kids. So, well, that's it that I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and this update, and like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and hope to see you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.